You know what most gardeners get completely wrong about October? They think the growing season is over. But here's the truth. While your neighbors are putting their tools away, you could be starting crops that actually give you fresh harvests when everyone else is buying expensive produce at the store. I'm about to show you 15 crops that actually thrive when you plant them this month, and number 7 is going to completely change how you think about winter gardening. But before we get there, you need to hear about number 3, because if you miss this window, you'll be kicking yourself come January. Hey there, garden friend. Welcome back to Serene Green Gardens, where we prove that incredible harvests don't require incredible budgets. If you're new here, you've just stepped into a community of smart gardeners who refuse to let the seasons dictate when fresh food stops growing. I'm so glad you're here, because today's video is one of those game changers that makes you wonder why nobody talks about this stuff earlier in the year. Now, before we dig into these 15 October superstars, do me a quick favor. See that subscribe button down below? Go ahead and hit that for me, and turn on the notification bell. Here's why this matters. October planting is all about timing, and I drop videos throughout the season that'll tell you exactly when to plant, when to harvest, and how to troubleshoot problems before they become disasters. You don't want to miss those. Also, drop a comment right now telling me where you're gardening from and whether you're an indoor grower, outdoor grower, or both. I read every single comment, and your zone helps me create better content for you. All right, let's get into it. I've organized these 15 crops into categories that make sense for your space and your goals. Some of these are perfect for outdoor beds if you're in the right zone, others are absolute champions for indoor growing, and a few work beautifully in both situations. The key here is understanding that October isn't the end. It's actually a strategic starting point that smart gardeners use to their advantage. Let's start with something that'll surprise you. Crop number 1, garlic. First up, garlic. Now, I know what you're thinking. Garlic? That's not surprising at all. But here's what makes October garlic planting so brilliant that most people miss. When you plant garlic cloves in October, they go through something called vernalization over the winter months. This cold period actually tells the garlic to form bigger, more flavorful bulbs come summer. If you plant garlic in spring, you get tiny disappointing bulbs that make you wonder why you bothered. October. Planting is the secret. Here's how you do it without spending a fortune. Skip the expensive seed garlic from catalogs. Go to your local farmer's market. Grab some organic garlic heads and break them into individual cloves. Plant them pointy side up, about 2 inches deep, and space them 6 inches apart. If you're doing this outdoors, mulch over them with some leaves or straw you can find for free in your neighborhood. Indoor growers, you can absolutely do this in deep containers. Just make sure they're at least 10 inches deep and place them in an unheated garage or on a cold porch where they'll get that winter chill. The payoff? Next June or July, you'll be pulling up massive garlic bulbs that cost you pennies to grow, while store prices keep climbing. 1 clove becomes 1 full bulb. That's an incredible return on investment right there. Crop number 2, spinach. Number 2 is spinach. And this is where October starts to look like a genius move. Spinach is what we call a cool season warrior. It laughs at frost. In fact, frost actually makes spinach taste sweeter because the plant converts starches into sugars as a natural antifreeze. For outdoor growers in zone 7 and warmer, you can direct sow spinach seeds right into your garden beds in October and harvest baby leaves all through late fall and winter. In colder zones, start your spinach indoors in containers near a bright window or under a basic grow light. You don't need fancy equipment. A simple LED shop light from the hardware store works perfectly. Here's the money-saving trick with spinach. Buy 1 packet of seeds this October for about $3. That packet probably contains a few hundred seeds. Compare that to buying those plastic clamshells of baby spinach at the store for $5 or $6 each, and you start to see how this pays for itself after just 1 harvest. Plus, homegrown spinach has this incredible flavor that makes store-bought stuff taste like wet paper. Spinach germinates fast, usually within a week, and you can start snipping leaves in about 4 to 5 weeks. Keep it watered but not soaked, and watch it grow like it's being paid to do it. Crop number 3, lettuce. Lettuce is number 3. And this is that crop I mentioned at the beginning that you cannot afford to skip this month. Here's why. Lettuce absolutely hates heat. When temperatures climb above 75 degrees, lettuce bolts, which means it sends up a flower stalk, turns bitter, and becomes completely useless for salads. But October is lettuce paradise. You can grow lettuce outdoors if you're in zones 6 through 10. And indoor growers, this is your moment to shine. Lettuce grows phenomenally well on sunny windowsills or under basic grow lights. You don't need a garden to have fresh lettuce every single day. Try loose leaf varieties because here's the beautiful part. You don't wait for a full head to form. You just snip outer leaves as soon as they're a few inches long, and the plant keeps producing more from the center. It's called cut and come again harvesting, and one plant can feed you for months if you treat it right. Start seeds in shallow containers with drainage holes. Lettuce roots are shallow, so you don't need deep pots. Keep the soil consistently moist, but never waterlogged. Within 3 weeks, you'll have leaves ready to harvest. The cost? One seed packet runs about $2 and gives you enough lettuce to replace probably $50 worth of store-bought greens over the next few months. Do the math. It's ridiculous. Crop number 4, radishes. Radishes take spot number 4, and these little speedsters are perfect for impatient gardeners or anyone who needs a quick win to stay motivated. Radishes go from seed to harvest in about 3 to 4 weeks. That's faster than almost any other vegetable you can grow. October is ideal for radishes because they develop the best flavor and crispness in cool weather. Hot weather makes them woody and unpleasantly spicy. Cool weather makes them crisp, mild, and actually enjoyable to eat. Outdoor growers can direct sow radish seeds about 1/2 inch deep and 1 inch apart. Indoor growers need containers at least 6 inches deep. Radishes aren't fussy. Give them decent light. Keep them watered, and they'll reward you with crunchy roots that cost you practically nothing. Here's a bonus tip that saves even more money. After you harvest your radishes, don't toss the green tops. Those leaves are completely edible and delicious in salads or sautéed like any other green. You're basically getting 2 vegetables from 1 seed. Most people throw away the tops because nobody told them any different. Now you know. Crop number 5, kale. Kale comes in at number 5, and this is the crop that keeps on giving long after everything else has quit. Kale is borderline indestructible once it's established, and October planting sets you up for harvests that can literally last through winter and into early spring. Here's what makes kale special. Light frosts don't just fail to kill kale, they actually improve it. Frost triggers kale to produce more sugars, making the leaves sweeter and less bitter. Some gardeners won't even harvest kale until after the first frost, because they know it tastes better. For outdoor growers in zones 6 and warmer, transplant kale seedlings or direct sow seeds in October. Colder zone gardeners and indoor growers can start kale in containers. Kale grows well in pots as long as they're at least 12 inches deep and get 6 hours of light daily. The budget angle here is significant. One kale plant produces leaves for months. You harvest the outer leaves and the plant keeps growing new ones from the center. One 4-inch nursery pot of kale costs about $3 and can replace $30 to $40 worth of store-bought kale over its lifetime. If you start from seed, that value multiplies even further. Water kale regularly, but don't drown it. Give it some compost or basic fertilizer once a month, and it'll treat you like royalty all winter long. Okay, we're 5 crops in, and I need to know something. Are you feeling inspired yet? Are you starting to see October differently? If this information is clicking for you, do me a favor and smash that like button. It tells YouTube to share this video with more gardeners who need to see it. And hey, if you've got questions about any of these crops, or if you're trying to figure out which ones work best for your situation, drop a comment below. I'm here to help you succeed, not just throw information at you and disappear. All right? Let's keep rolling, because the next 10 crops are just as exciting. Crop number 6, Arugula. Arugula is number 6, and this is for those of you who want big flavor from minimal effort. Arugula grows ridiculously fast, usually ready to harvest in just 3 weeks, and it brings that peppery, sophisticated taste that makes simple salads feel gourmet. October is prime arugula time because warm weather makes it bolt almost immediately. Cool weather keeps it producing tender leaves for weeks. Outdoor growers can sow seeds directly into beds or containers. Indoor growers can use shallow pots on windowsills and have fresh arugula year-round. Here's the economics of arugula. Those little plastic containers of arugula at the store cost about $4 or $5 for a few ounces. A $2 seed packet gives you hundreds of plants worth of arugula. You can succession plant every 2 weeks, meaning you sow a new batch of seeds every couple of weeks and never run out of fresh leaves. Arugula likes consistent moisture and will tolerate partial shade better than most greens. It's low maintenance and high reward, perfect for busy people who still want fresh food. Crop number 7, onions from sets. Number 7 is onions from sets, and this is that game changer I promised earlier. Most people think onions take forever to grow, and if you start from seed, they're right. But onion sets, which are tiny baby onion bulbs, can be planted in October and will be ready to harvest as green onions within weeks, or you can leave them to mature into full bulbs by late spring. Here's the trick. Buy onion sets in fall when garden centers are clearing them out cheap. We're talking 50 cents to $1 for a bag that contains dozens of sets. Plant them about an inch deep and 2 inches apart. Outdoor growers in zones 6 and up can plant directly in beds. Colder zones and indoor folks can plant in deep containers. Green onions, also called scallions, are expensive at the store. A small bunch costs $2 to $3. From one bag of onion sets, you can harvest green onions all winter long and still have some left to mature into storage onions by summer. The value is absolutely bonkers. Onions need decent drainage and moderate watering. Don't overdo it or they'll rot. Let the soil dry slightly between waterings and they'll be perfectly happy. Crop number 8, cilantro. Cilantro takes number 8, and if you've ever tried growing cilantro in summer only to watch it bolt immediately, October is your redemption arc. Cilantro despises heat. It bolts faster than almost any herb when temperatures rise. But in cool fall weather, cilantro stays leafy and productive for months. Outdoor growers in Zone 7 and warmer can direct sow cilantro seeds in October. Colder zones and indoor growers can use containers on bright windowsills. Cilantro develops a taproot, so use pots at least 8 inches deep. The financial win with cilantro is huge. Fresh cilantro bunches cost about $2 at the store and wilt within days in your fridge. A $1 packet of cilantro seeds gives you enough plants to harvest fresh cilantro whenever you need it for months. You're basically printing money at that point. Cilantro likes moisture and cool temperatures. Don't let it dry out completely, and it'll keep pumping out fragrant leaves that elevate every taco, curry, and salsa you make. Crop number 9, carrots. Carrots are number 9, and October planting works beautifully in zones 8 and warmer, where winters stay relatively mild. Carrots planted now will mature slowly over winter and be ready for harvest in late winter or early spring when they're sweetest. Here's the cool science behind this. Carrots exposed to cold temperatures convert starches into sugars as a survival mechanism. This means fall and winter harvested carrots taste noticeably sweeter than summer carrots. It's nature's candy, and October planting is how you access it. Outdoor growers need loose, well-draining soil for carrots. Heavy clay makes them grow crooked and stunted. If your soil is rough, grow carrots in raised beds or large containers filled with a light potting mix. Indoor growers can absolutely grow shorter carrot varieties in deep pots near bright windows. Carrot seeds are tiny and cheap. A packet costs about $2 and contains hundreds of seeds. Compare that to buying organic carrots at the store for $4 or $5 a pound, and you're looking at serious savings. Plus, homegrown carrots have actual flavor, unlike those watery things from the grocery store. Keep carrot soil consistently moist until seeds germinate, which takes about 2 weeks. After that, water regularly but not excessively. Thin seedlings to about 2 inches apart so they have room to develop properly. Crop 10, Swiss chard. Swiss chard lands at number 10, and this is one of those underrated vegetables that deserves way more attention. Chard tolerates both cold and heat better than most greens, making it incredibly reliable. October planting means you'll have chard-producing leaves through fall, winter, and into spring. Chard comes in gorgeous varieties with rainbow-colored stems. It's ornamental enough to grow in your front yard, and nobody would know you're growing food. For outdoor growers in zones 6 and up, direct sow seeds or transplant seedlings in October. Indoor growers can use large containers and enjoy chard year-round. Here's why chard wins on the budget front. One chard plant can produce leaves for 6 to 8 months if you harvest properly. Take outer leaves and let the center keep growing. One plant replaces countless bunches of greens from the store. A seed packet costs about $2 and gives you more plants than you probably need. Chard isn't fussy. It tolerates less than perfect soil, handles irregular watering better than lettuce, and rarely has pest problems. It's basically gardening on easy mode. Crop, just 11. Parsley. Parsley is number 11, and this herb is tougher than people realize. Parsley is biennial, meaning it lives for 2 years. Plant it in October, and it'll keep producing fresh leaves through winter, especially in zones 7 and warmer, or when grown indoors. Parsley seeds are notoriously slow to germinate, sometimes taking 3 weeks, which is why many gardeners buy transplants instead. But here's a budget hack. Soak parsley seeds in warm water overnight before planting. This softens the seed coat and speeds up germination significantly. Fresh parsley at the store costs about $3 for a small bunch that wilts quickly. A $2 parsley transplant or a $1 seed packet gives you fresh parsley for months. You snip what you need, and the plant keeps growing. The math makes itself. Parsley grows great in containers on windowsills or under grow lights. It needs consistent moisture and decent light. Outdoor growers can plant in beds or pots. Parsley handles frost well and keeps going when other herbs have quit. Crop, 12. Turnips. Turnips are number 12, and before you skip past this one, because you think you don't like turnips, hear me out. Fall-grown turnips are nothing like summer turnips. Cool weather makes them mild, sweet, and actually delicious. Plus, you get 2 crops in one because both the roots and the greens are edible. October is perfect for turnips in zones 6 through 9 for outdoor growing. They mature in about 6 to 8 weeks, meaning you can harvest in late fall or early winter. Indoor growers can use deep containers and grow smaller turnip varieties under lights. Turnips are absurdly cheap to grow. Seeds cost about $2 per packet, and each packet contains enough seeds for dozens of plants. At the store, turnips cost about $3 per pound, and turnip greens are priced like fancy lettuce. Growing your own means you're getting premium vegetables for pennies. Turnips need consistent moisture and loose soil. They're not picky about fertility, making them perfect for beginning gardeners or anyone working with less than ideal conditions. Crop, Dirthskanin. Pake y choi. Pake choi, also called bok choi, comes in at number 13. This Asian green thrives in cool weather and brings that crisp, mild flavor that works beautifully in stir-fries, soups, or even raw in salads. October planting means you're working with pak choi's favorite conditions. Outdoor growers in zones 7 and warmer can direct sow or transplant pak choi in October. Indoor growers will find pak choi grows wonderfully in containers with good light. It matures quickly, usually ready to harvest in about 5 to 6 weeks. Here's the budget angle. Pak choi at Asian grocery stores costs about $3 to $4 per pound, and regular supermarkets charge even more. A seed packet costs about $2 and produces more pak choi than most families can eat. You can succession plant every couple of weeks and have a constant supply. Pak choi likes consistent moisture and fertile soil. Give it some compost or a light feeding every few weeks, and it'll reward you with thick, crunchy stalks and tender leaves. Crop, Dars 14. Mache. Mache takes number 14, and this is a green you've probably never heard of, but absolutely need to try. Mache, also called corn salad or lamb's lettuce, is a European delicacy that handles cold better than almost any green. It actually grows best in cold weather and can survive temperatures that would kill lettuce. October is ideal for mache because it needs cool soil to germinate. In zones 6 and up, you can grow it outdoors through winter. Indoor growers can cultivate mache in shallow containers on cool windowsills. It doesn't even need much light compared to other greens. Mache is expensive when you can find it, often $8 to $10 per pound at specialty stores. Growing it yourself costs about $3 for a seed packet that'll keep you in mache all winter. The leaves have this buttery, nutty flavor that makes every salad feel fancy. Mache grows slowly but steadily. Keep it moist, protect it from harsh winds if growing outdoors, and harvest leaves when they're a few inches long. It's low maintenance and high reward. Crop, orange 15, peas. Finally, number 15 is peas, specifically varieties bred for fall planting. In zones 8 and warmer, you can plant peas in October for a late winter or early spring harvest. Peas love cool weather and actually stop producing when temperatures rise, making fall planting strategic in mild climates. Look for varieties described as cold-tolerant or suitable for fall planting. Snow peas and sugar snap peas work particularly well. Outdoor growers should provide some kind of trellis or support because peas are climbers. Even a few sticks pushed into the soil work fine. Indoor growers can grow peas in large containers near bright windows, though they'll need something to climb on. Use stakes, strings, or a small trellis inside the pot. The economics of peas are compelling. Fresh peas at the store cost about $6 to $8 per pound. A packet of pea seeds costs about $3 and produces several pounds of peas if you care for the plants properly. Plus, homegrown peas have that sweet, fresh flavor that frozen or store-bought peas just can't match. Peas need consistent moisture and decent soil fertility. Mulch around outdoor plants to retain moisture and protect roots from temperature swings. Indoor peas need good air circulation to prevent mildew issues. There you have it. 15 crops that turn October from the end of the gardening season into one of the most productive planting months of the year. Whether you're working with a big outdoor garden, a few containers on a patio, or just a sunny windowsill indoors, you've got options that'll keep fresh food coming without breaking the bank. The key takeaway here is simple. October isn't about winding down. It's about working smarter with the seasons instead of against them. Cool weather crops thrive right now, and smart gardeners take advantage of that. Now, here's what I want you to do. Pick 3 of these crops to start this week. Not all 15, just 3. Get them planted, learn what works in your space, and build from there. Gardening success comes from small, consistent actions, not overwhelming yourself with too much at once. If this video helped you see October differently, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the upcoming videos on transplanting techniques, cold frame building on a budget, and how to extend your harvest even further into winter. Those videos are coming soon, and they'll build on everything we covered today. Hit that like button if you found this valuable. Drop a comment letting me know which of these 15 crops you're most excited to try, and share this video with any gardening friends who think the season is over. Let's prove them wrong together. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep growing, keep learning, and remember that the best gardens are built one small step at a time. Happy planting, garden friend.